That was 11 minutes ago. What?
Twitch into Discord.
Wait, hang on. I need to turn you up. Okay, what did you say?
I said I like the integration of Twitch into Discord.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I was surprised, I didn't know that it would do that.
What do you mean incorrect password?
What do you mean
God damn
incorrect
it.
password?
Why do I keep trying to be original?
Wait, what?
I have too many passwords, I never know which one I use for. God damn it. Oh wait, am I using the wrong username? But that's it.
I'm wondering if I should set up the webcam. I guess I might as well.
Oh, finally.
What was the password?
It was TySucks22. 1 through 21 was taken.
You were born in 1922?
Oh no, you figured out how old I am.
You're 90 years old?
Oh god, I can hear myself.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Oh, wait. Maybe it's not a problem. Wait.
Oh, I guess I could just mute Discord. Well, then everything will be a little delayed.
Yeah.
Is that what my voice sounds like? That's weird.
What? Spencer, did you say
I
something?
guess you're playing this on a computer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this like intro screen, like it just looks like a picture of a real person.
Yeah. It's crazy. Johnny Depp looked like a real person.
What?
Okay.
You're talking about
Huh?
You're talking about Truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is a real person. I'm pretty sure both him and her mom are actual like people that they filmed and overlaid in.
Yeah, that's why it's so expressive, huh?
Yeah, so advanced audio properties in OBS allows me to select audio tracks from my desktop. I don't know how to know which one Discord is or if I can specifically set that one. Maybe I'll just Google it.
Yeah, that's part of why I'm hoping they figure out how to do multiple audio streams so that like we can just turn off your voices and our voices, but then other people that are just watching. I don't think it'd be that hard.
Spencer, you're really quiet. Are you doing anything different with your...
Nope, I don't know why this happens. I literally never change anything about myself.
He sounds okay to me. But I haven't turned up to like 200%, so.
Well, I just turned him up, but I didn't have to last time. That's why it's strange.
Oh, we don't have no future you do it.
That's okay. They can just start that. That's fine.
Hey! Do you remember where the... Oh.
Yeah, it's over by Lars. Alright, so Spencer, you caught up though?
Have a what? Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna get some water and then we can start.
Where should I put it? Where should I put it?
You can just leave it in the
In the box.
yeah.
Ugh, get your butt out of there, Alice.
Are you excited?
You?
So, I'm sure you heard this, but yesterday, like, we were going to go to sleep, and then Colby decided to start watching. And, like, that was when we got to the sword trials. And I was like, well, I want to see how short they were. And the first one was short and pretty easy and not that bad. And the second one, like, the chasing fire thing was way too intense. So I just decided to stop. Too high of intensity for 3 AM.
Yeah, I did miss some of that because I paused it and I went downstairs. And my Chromecast decided that it wanted to stop being the streaming device, so it jumped back to my computer and it just started playing it again. So from where you got knocked off the bridge by, I can't tell if that's supposed to be Hela or if that's like just a giant. I don't know. Either way, you got knocked off the bridge and you went through that cutscene. And then you wandered around and complained about why it let you walk into the water if you couldn't do anything with the water.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you were like in the place where you were running away from the fire.
Oh.
So I think I missed a whole other section in between that because there were multiple like stone surfboard things, right?
Yeah.
I saw the ice one, but I don't think I saw the fire one. I think you got into that when I left. And then I think you got out of it like right as I came back and got into the second.
So the fire one where I had to light the torches, because you said that, right?
Oh, okay. I think I did see the end of that one then.
Okay.
Or at least some of it. I don't know.
Yeah, we only did 2.
Okay.
So the first one was like light the torches, and the thing at the end was... Was there anything at the end? Was there like a scary thing at the end? There was just
It was just the hell room, yeah. That you didn't want to go into.
And then that was the end of that one.
Okay.
And then the next one was just the poison swamps with crazy rooms. Oh, is this a holoface illusion?
You want to see
Oh.
what succeeds. No, she doesn't. Don't look through it.
Oh my. Ah!
Sorry.
Trust us. Focus.
I like how every time you sneeze, the screen shakes.
It is lighter and nicer.
It's lighter.
It's light.
I like it here.
Yeah, I like it a lot more.
Let's stay.
So I have 2 questions, because there was a mechanic that happened earlier that I didn't understand, and then there was also the bird thing, man. So the bird one that you fought that had the 2 little like sickle knives,
Yeah.
was that Valraven?
Yeah.
Because I thought like right before that fight, like the darkness caught her, and it like there was that weird scene where she was like laying on the ground and then she picked up the hammer.
Yeah.
Was that,
Story about the death.
was that actually Valraven that whole time, or was it like actually the darkness thing and then it like jumped into the
Baldur
Valraven?
dreams of his own death. The gods fear for his life.
Hang on. Wait until
So
the
Baldur's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beast,
Why did you
bird,
make
serpent, poison, sickness. Swear not to harm her sons. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Baldur's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
The ruins to find.
So I'm not really sure. I was under the impression that it was like a kind of illusion thing because the same thing happened with the fire dude.
He's close.
Where like we touched it and then we were like set on fire and then we like died of fire and then we woke up and fought him.
Right. Okay.
She can't open the gate. It's locked. Try harder.
Worth try. Try harder. Okay.
She will.
I bet the rune is in the other world.
And then the other thing I didn't get was the Valraven like arches and poles that like change reality when you look through them.
Yeah.
Did you just like walk through them and you were in the other reality, or
Yeah.
was it like you had to? Okay.
You just walk through them.
Because at first I thought the mechanic was that like you had to be looking at the thing, and as long as you continued to look at it, it would stay as the changed version. But then when you looked away, it would revert.
Nope.
That would be like an awesome puzzle mechanic, because that way you'd like have to look in one direction while you were solving things. But then there were a couple times that it looked like you literally just like looped through while looking at the ground, and I was like, oh god, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. I mentioned that like I like the mechanic, but I felt like it was too one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And they did some kind of cool things with it, especially later. And then there are like these small little twists on it. Oh hey Dillian. Can you not see me?
Don't lose it.
Dillian. Why can't I just sneak through here? Are you... This is not good blocking of my path. Don't tell me what... Wait. This?
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the clouds. And Senna explored new paths into the unknown.
I think what I need is a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. So what's the point of me opening this rune door if I open both shortcuts?
Do you remember how he made you feel?
Can you go into the room?
How did Dillian make us feel? That should be close enough. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure that's the room door.
He was the only one she could trust. Could she trust you?
Maybe you have to go through as the other one?
You can't go up there.
Oh, yeah.
Not in this.
Okay.
Believe in the curse, Dillian.
Oops, there it was.
Where?
It's a sunbeam being cast on the wall through the windows.
Oh, damn.
You couldn't.
Now you can yell at me in real time.
I know, right?
He's gone to the
There have only been a couple that I've like seen them and been like, oh my god, there it is. And then you just like wander around for 10 minutes.
remember him whispering in your ear.
If you look at the map from the other side, will the mom talk to you?
No, I don't think this is Mama.
Okay.
Oh, whoa, why did it just... It did talk to me, creepily.
Wait a minute, did it talk to you without subtitles? What a little turd.
Yeah, it
That
was
happens
like...
sometimes.
Heart that loved you. You smashed it.
Are you...
The curse cannot be undone.
Oh, no.
Your curse is not to
I also really like these perspective focus things. They're really cool.
The gods,
I missed what happened with the staircase
had
earlier.
amused themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and
Well,
axe.
last night, not really earlier.
Whatever they do, the gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask permission to," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young."
Why would she tell him?
Oh dear.
Because she didn't know it was Loki.
Why would she tell anybody? When anybody could be Loki.
More runes. An arrow, an M, and a jiggly thing.
Jiggly thing.
Years had passed since she
How do you know
left
about its jiggle properties?
trained hard alongside her friend.
I think those branches. Oh, forward.
She saw things no one else could.
Where did you have to look at it?
Shapes,
Sorry.
an intuition that made her an exceptional
Maybe higher?
friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That is and Dillian, future. Two realities tearing at her soul.
I wonder if they actually had like these weird floppy ramps that are held up by pieces of metal, or if they just totally made that up for this game. Wait, no, where are you leaving?
Oh. I need to get over there.
I'm pretty sure you're on the right platform to see the M. Oh, and the zigzag thing was right in front of you right there.
Yeah, but it's backwards.
Yeah, it's on the other side.
I tried, the M wouldn't let me end it.
I think you have to be to the side of it as well, because it's skinnier than like the width of the thing. So like the platform that you were just on, the round one, I think you might be able to get it from that.
No.
You are guilty.
Two.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, something, to something. Alright, what's up with this door? Please don't. Oh. Oh.
What?
They don't like your arm enough.
Oh boy.
That's not cool.
Sorry.
Why would they make something else that also looks exactly like Dana? I guess we're just skin shapes of everything.
Yeah.
Oh my
There's an
god.
M here.
About Odin hanging himself from his tree and sacrificing himself was so cool, because that's basically what happens in American Gods.
I think that's just one of the things that he does in the mythology.
Yeah.
Now I know where the arrow shift is.
They mean nothing.
I need to go around this way.
So wait, did you actually get the up arrow just there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Loki makes a dart out of the mistletoe
Oh my god.
and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking part. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see
Goes to the gods.
I have no
throw
weapon.
things in.
Loki
Yeah.
replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Huth throws the mistletoe at Balder,
Wait, so what?
pierces through him, and to everyone's horror,
What's happening
Balder
in
is
this
killed.
story?
Huth
Balder has nightmares about his own death, so his mom goes to every like living thing in the world saying, you have to swear an oath not to harm his son. But mistletoe, for whatever godly reason, is deemed like under 18 and not allowed to swear an oath.
I like
Yeah,
that.
but why are the gods throwing things at him?
Because they think it's hilarious. They're like, oh my god, we can throw whatever we want at you and it's not gonna hurt you. Isn't this awesome?
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you've read enough mythology, you know that to be true. They just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
Can you remember what
They're
So
just
Loki's
bored.
like, haha, it really is funny that we can throw whatever we want at him. Here's the one thing that can hurt him. And I'm gonna give it to the blind guy because he doesn't know any better.
Oh, okay. I wondered why you couldn't see him. I was like, what does that even mean? Is he
No, he's
blind?
he's blind in a literal sense. He can't see.
Okay, that makes sense.
The weirdest thing about that story is that I don't understand why mistletoe is any younger than any other creation.
Because it's cute.
Because it's cute. Because Christmas.
The Northmen tell how
I
the
don't know.
gods
I mean, was their
his body
civilization, I guess, did they come up with
They could
the
not
idea
manage to
of
push it into the
like
sea
using
and sent
mistletoe
a giant test to
in
do
some
so.
way with like
She
holidays?
comes riding a
That's
wolf
where
that has
Christmas
vipers
parties
for
were.
her reins.
Well, a lot of the Christmas traditions that we follow are actually pagan rituals.
And the rulers
Yeah,
burst
so
So
I
I-
wondered, like maybe to them
when
it was like
Balder's
this new
wife
thing.
sees his
Like,
body carried onto the ship.
She just dies.
Her heart bursts with grief.
It could be.
Flat out dies.
Yeah.
She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to But even so,
Well, actually, I guess the story's just going to tell you this in a minute anyway, so.
Yeah. Loki needs to stop trolling.
Loki is just a troll, though. It's like asking a bird not to fly.
Dillian doesn't know who killed him or what did.
Gideon.
What if we see Loki in this game? We
So,
saw Hela.
It's an interesting thing how different cultures handle trickster gods. It's basically how they see cunning and military strategy as either being like something that you should be ashamed of doing because you're an asshole, or something that's really like wise and brave, like with Artemis.
is this the...
Is that the Raven?
oh my gosh, you just reminded me. I found out that Zeus Master of Olympus is on Steam, and I kind of really like it, even though it was made in like 1990.
He just waves us over.
Like, come over, bro.
Like, oh hey!
Very careful.
Dillian never much cared for the underworld.
I kind of can't get over the name Dillian in this setting.
Nope.
Like her father, Sinbad.
It's silly.
Lucy took after his father.
It's pretty silly.
A chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see. And he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillian's arms. Learned to see the world through his eyes.
Ha! That's funny.
Slowly. The darkness that had bound her so tight.
No, no darkness. Please, not darkness right now. Please, no darkness.
You're going to fall, Kat.
Please, no darkness.
She's strong. She's steady. She can do it.
Please, no darkness. Darkness, go away. Darkness, go away.
That's it.
He's like, hug!
Oh.
Well,
That sounded exciting, whatever it was.
He didn't want a hug.
Oh. The achievement was called Different Perspective.
You cannot see through your eyes. No one can.
Is this Dillian?
I think so.
My father was born blind.
Yeah, that's Dillian.
Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. Should we fix them by taking away their sight? Would you give up the beautiful world? You, and only you can see.
I wouldn't call it beautiful.
I don't know, that sounds like a pretty fair trade. I don't know why he's being so indignant about it.
Gift that makes you so special in my eyes.
What's she looking at?
Just another part of
Is that just like a puddle on the ground?
Yeah, I think so.
I lived for the wilds
She's
to protect you
tweaking.
from my darkness. Because
I don't think she needs tweaking.
but it made it worse.
What's in her hair? I think I saw a battery.
Killing you would be too easy.
Nope.
They're taking your
I'm pretty sure I saw a hamster.
disappearing one memory
Her memory is going like
you remember. It disappears. They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts. They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating
Yeah, this is the one that we saw from up there.
kills. They want to crush it. Your body, they want your soul. They want your mind. They're going to take it. The memories were yours, but they're the gods now. Nothing is yours anymore.
The Northmen say that their Allfather, Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the Well of Wisdom.
That's how he lost his eye?
In blindness, there can be
What?
wisdom.
He traded his eye for all the wisdom in the world.
Receive in return.
That's a pretty good deal.
Right
I know,
there.
right?
Where? That button right there. Where? Right there.
Ah, so
Mom, right
there's
there.
stories
It's
of
right
them.
there. Yes, that's the eject button. Oh, thanks. You just ejected my disc. Oh my god.
What on earth is happening right now?
Jesus.
Disc ejections.
I cannot see.
Andrea, you should write a soap opera called Disc Ejections.
Is it like a robot soap opera? Robot romance?
I'm right here. Can't you see me?
I can't see shit, bro. Did you not hear me?
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts.
He's telling me to stay still, but the game clearly wants me to walk.
Tell me what you feel.
I breathe.
Good. Then there is a way out.
I can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
The others. The voices.
What do you mean there's a way out? Maybe there's just some weirdo standing next to you blowing in your general direction.
But then how did the weirdo get in here?
How did you get in here?
So there must be a way out.
Not necessarily.
Oh, to the Star Wars movie that they were like, there must be a way out because Luke got in here, and then Luke turned out to just not be there in the first place.
Oh my god.
Everything you hear and feel.
But then they did kind of fix it because they were like, wait a minute, where did the little ice foxes go?
I was really wondering what those things were doing there.
I can't go on. Delete.
What was funny is that from the Millennium Falcon, Rey was also tracking the foxes, which was weird.
What do you mean? She was tracking the, like the coupled quantum binary flowjack.
I beg your pardon?
The thing that Rhea
She
gave
had
her?
the little medallion.
No, she had yeah, Carrie Fisher had that beacon, but you don't remember her flying over the ice and like she saw the foxes and she says to Chewie, "There they are."
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, she said I don't know. I have no idea why she said that. I think she thought that meant the other people were there. I don't know if she saw the foxes with her before or what,
But they weren't out
she
because they
meant-
were stuck in the cave. So the
I
only
doubt
thing
she
she saw.
actually meant, oh hey, there are those foxes I've been looking for. I think she, for whatever reason, assumed that her friends were there too.
I feel like that's very presumptuous of her.
Oh, I found the ice foxes. Let's go. We're done.
Undoubtedly, everyone else is following those ice boxes. Because that's what the script says.
I didn't think about this until the other day, but I really like how Guardians of the Galaxy handles Rocket being a raccoon.
You mean a trash
You
panda?
mean with derision and scorn?
So whatever you guys just said, sure. But anyways,
Trash panda.
It's inside of
everyone calls him these other things that are also Earth animals, but none of them know what raccoons are.
The hardest part, not the soul. You're no coward. You proved that.
That's a good point. In the movie, he doesn't know what a panda is, but he responds to the word puppy.
Yeah, it almost seems like certain animals are like interesting enough or like famous enough or something to have like made it into conversation so other people know what they are, but then there are other ones that like people just have no idea what they are.
Oh, so here's a question I had when watching that movie. Like, is Sylvester Stallone's character a human, or is it just another alien life form that looks like a human?
I think he's an
Like,
alien.
did he come from Earth?
Well, I guess that's a good question, because there's a lot of people that are humanoid. And are we supposed to believe that all of these aliens have just been abducting humans for years? Because it seems like people on Earth don't know until like all the stuff that happened with the Avengers that like there are aliens. And yet Peter Quill's been flying around with him since he was a little kid.
Right.
Where?
Maybe it was just nuts. I
Over
thought
here?
there was just a person like next to you and you walk over that.
There's a siren. There's a street.
There's a waterfall. I can't go on this.
I thought for sure they were going to make a Ravagers spin-off with him, but I haven't heard anything about it going into production. But I'd watch it.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised if there's Marvel like lore, I guess, that humans didn't start on Earth,
Don't be afraid.
and that's why there are like humanoid things everywhere.
Oh god.
I'd be okay with that.
Like somebody just like somehow got them there, and something happened, and like they lost their technology, and like civilization fell apart, and they kind of just start over or something along those lines. And that's why they just don't know about aliens. Finally moved past it. Past it what? What do you even look? What is it?
The pulsing thing. Yikes.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Standing there looking at it.
I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna look at it. Just gonna quietly walk back here.
It's not following me.
Leave it behind and keep moving forwards.
I like that my screen started flashing red when I turned toward it.
Yep. It's not good.
No.
Oh. Oh. It's like a
Surely
walking
not.
thing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's a lot of good things.
Please don't let me. No. Oh my god. Andrea's cough scared me.
I'm sorry.
So. Oh my god. If you see the scream like jump, that's why. Please stay with me. I don't wanna be your friend. I don't know, I just want this level to be done.
You want to be able to see again?
I just don't want these bubbly enemies.
The darkness is testing you. You are in control.
Sounds like someone hasn't done it.
Are we though?
I don't feel like I'm in control of anything.
Oh god.
Hello, bubbly monster.
There's a well.
Don't turn back. You're getting close.
What?
I don't feel like we. Oh,
What?
is this the well of memory or well of wisdom?
Oh god, I don't think so.
Help me.
Those are Those are people.
Well, hi there, little guy.
What?
Is he just going in a circle?
Why do you leave me alone in here?
Lillian. Is that you? I can see a light.
Fuck you, Dillian.
How do I even know this is the real Dillian?
Oh, you can just ask. You can be like, can the real Dillian please stand up?
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark. how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
But I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
This is some crazy good looking face.
Oh, it has an eye with a micro.
Oh. I wonder if all of these had things. I guess we can check.
With grammar reforged, you will have Odin's blessing to walk, a goddess, into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela as an equal.
Maybe you could have told me that before I challenged her.
And the sword will lead me to him. Like
The
when
hell
we
is
first
that?
met.
I think, is it not the tower?
Yeah.
The big tower that we're in.
It's not terribly helpful, like, looking at it.
Angry Skull.
Angry Skull.
Kind of looks like it could be sort of
Plague.
skull.
I thought it was Plague.
That was on the fire chasing man, right?
Yeah. And the Plague. The entire focus of that one was the Plague. There wasn't there another one?
Isn't that the one right there?
No, that's all the way there.
Really?
No, that's the first one. Oh wait, maybe that's down here. What about pizza?
Pizza is good.
It's a tree. No. What is that?
I can't tell.
I think those are the branching paths.
What was this one?
The maze one?
Oh. That's not very useful either.
Terribly unuseful.
Would not have known anything about the thing going in. The sword.
Dillian gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillian's clan.
The soul is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
He left it here.
So you've got enough hearts to pull the sword out.
Will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbal's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. Plague. Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
My hair is going to my
See it clearly now, Senua. The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us. You have blood on your hands.
Okay, now there's a sword, now there's guiding things.
Yeah. Oh, it's a master sword.
Hopefully it means it's really strong.
I don't have a focus thing.
Whoa!
Do I have to parry to kill them?
Focus now.
Wait, it looks like it's just coming into existence.
Oh, that's not good.
There's nowhere to run.
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through itself over the one's
Okay,
isle.
maybe I should have
The ship broke up under them. The ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with a disturbed mind.
Oh my god. They don't look healthy. I think they all have scurvy.
Hear the suffering ceremony. Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood run cold on your
Oh, I can't hit
Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? Everyone's gone. Sisters and loved ones. Look what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse
Hang
instead
on,
of
this guy's talking very loudly.
when you turn your back on the fathers in love, you turn your back on gods, and let the darkness wreak havoc over people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
I'm really bad at fighting these guys. Oh no, not this guy. I don't have enough HP. Get away, get away, get away. Come on, auto regen. Again, please.
I can tell how much of it is that and how much of it is here.
Yeah.
Can you not dodge backwards?
No, I can. I'm just not used to this guy's moveset. That sucked. Okay, what were you asking?
I don't remember at this point. Too long ago. I think I figured it out anyways. It was the speeding guy you were fighting earlier, like you kept blocking, like you were trying to parry them, and I couldn't figure out if you actually had to, or if you just weren't attacking them more.
I think we just weren't solid for like a couple seconds.
You can do this. Go again, Dad.
I hate this guy.
That was nice dodging. Oh my gosh. I kind of wish that I had gotten this game before. I had like totally forgotten about it. I remember being super excited though. Oh my gosh. When it first came out, because it wasn't by the same people that did DMC. So a lot of people were hyped for the combat.
Oh, thanks for telling me evade.
Who is it? Galena.
She calls to you, Senua. Answer her pitiful call.
Darkness took her life and it was
Where's mommy?
That's where you came.
She's probably gonna come ask you how to eject this from the disk.
It's not too late. She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
So the most frustrating thing about the combat for me is that I can't like select targets at all. Oh god. Oh. No, please. Can you please let me attack the other guy that's right there? How many more enemies are there? Focus the one that's attacking you, not the one that's taunting you.
Tab key time. Tried that?
What?
Tab key.
Tab key.
What does tab do?
He's suggesting you try it to switch targets.
No. Tab key almost killed me.
Do you still fight on? Maybe you
That's are you Loki?
Everyone says that on the controller it's way easier because you just flick the right analog stick side to side and that changes.
Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all which you are.
Ouch. Ouch.
Why
Stop.
are you fighting for someone who's already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for you, even if his soul could be rescued? Do you think he'd thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father?
Father. That's a lot of laughing. Do you think evil people really think that they're funny?
Probably
You're both dead. You both
laughing to keep from crying.
darkness has taken you.
Nobody loves me.
Oh my god, guys, we're in the year that Darksiders 3 is going to be released.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. Nobody knows when they're actually releasing it though. It just says 2018 everywhere. Oh my gosh, I'm totally gonna stream that whenever it gets released.
December 31st.
Ugh, that would be the worst.
11:59 p.m.
That's someone's arm.
Oh, yeah, it's arms. Lots of arms.
Misha, stop.
Oh, have all these people been infected by the rot?
Oh wow, that looks awesome.
This person doesn't look very happy.
This is like a really intense version of that map in Diablo 3 that has all the giants.
My own.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you, Mother?
Hi, Mom.
I want to be with you.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother.
Ow, Misha, god damn it.
To go to
Go
a place
away.
where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Senua.
It's weird, it sounds like game over text right now.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Symbol was right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimbel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me.
Misha, I will end your life.
This darkness come between
Grunting intensifies.
That was probably the work of the psych advisor.
How to grunt?
You gotta grunt more.
He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was
How
an
come it
oath.
doesn't glow anymore?
It only glows sometimes. It glows when I parry, which is why. No, that's not why I've been parrying. I've been parrying because I'm an asshole. I don't respect my enemies.
Yeah, you have a pretty, like, aggressive with reckless abandon fighting style.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as they start to swing, you're like, I'm faster.
I'm like, I can interrupt this, right? And when I can't, I'm like, oh shit.
I'm faster, I hope.
Hello. The voices in your head are back.
Hi, voices. Where's the laughing one? I could use the laughing one right now.
Have they, is it just me, or have they gotten, like, quieter? Like, they're not talking as often?
Right now, they're really quiet, yeah.
I felt like early in the game, like, they were just non-stop, like, everything. Like, the first two puzzles with the fire and the illusion god, like they were just constantly chattering away.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's supposed to mean something that's just completely beyond my grasp.
Mostly they're like a lot nicer to me now. When I started, they're like, you can't do this. Haha, she failed. Oh, she's never gonna get back. She's gonna die. But now they're like, we're here to help you. Literally saying, we're here to help you. Wait, what is this way?
What?
Is this a whole life? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I want to go this way, I think. Here she is.
Don't worry, Finn. We'll look after you. There's still. You can do it. You can see. Go away. I'm not listening.
Why? They're being so encouraging.
Yeah, this is suspicious. Stop it! Go away.
Well, I mean, they're in her head, right? Like they wouldn't have a reason to betray her.
Maybe they're just sick of being stuck in her head.
I think they can fly out.
Maybe if she
I'll
dies.
tell you of a great hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's
Where's
death,
Siegfried?
Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature.
Well, Fafnir's kind of a dick.
Thor, is that you? I regret this. The moment that I press the button. I think it's fine.
This game has been pretty familiar so far.
Something's behind the door. What is it? She can feel it. No. Don't have to. No, don't. What's
A great beast guards Helheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink.
Isn't that a sword name for
What are you afraid of, Senua? How would you say Dillion if you were too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it!
How about I get a torch? There is no torch. I'm not even in the darkness. Wait, what?
It's gonna be a fun fight.
I'm not even going that
I
way.
think it's chasing you.
But they said stay in the light and you'll be okay. And I was in the light. What the fuck? Okay, fine. Do you want to do that way?
The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's a pretty good flashlight.
Okay, so light that way, no light that way.
This way?
Seems simple enough.
Don't be fooled. The beast is still here. No. It's a trick.
Mother, do you hear me? It's me, Senua.
It's not her.
So full of hate. Just want to hold them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away. And he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now. They always come back. He says I will die if I go with them.
Wow, what a typo.
They want me with them. Stop! That's why they crawl through the walls. Do you see them? Do you see their faces? He's coming! Senor! Help me! Oh, get me out of here! Don't go! Where has she gone? She's disappeared again. She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile.
Okay, so we have a D thing, a Jesus fish, and a T thing.
Couldn't see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear. I didn't talk much about her father.
Nope, I'm not gonna open doors.
I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter.
Okay, that looks really scary. So I'm gonna go this way. It wants me to jump down.
Hey, torches.
What's happening again? What caused that to happen? Torches, gotta light all the torches. I don't think there's anything out here, but I'm gonna light this one just because. Can I light some bodies on fire? So there are a lot of really scary directions to go. And yes. Oh no. Oh my god. Targeting, please.
You can't go anywhere. Take the torch and move.
See, I'm straight, I'm lighting the torch to keep the darkness away. I'm lighting all the torches to keep the darkness away.
Do you think there's a symbol here?
I don't know, let me light all the torches first. There are more pressing matters at hand. Yeah, that looks hella simple. This looks like the Jesus fish. Okay, that was unpleasant. No. Spot. Okay, so stairs? Oh, what is this one? Uh-oh. Light the torches, light the torches, light all the torches. Darkness is terrifying. Right, this is where I fought the dudes, right? So where were the other places? Okay. So let's try going up first. Oh my god, wait, what the, what was that?
I think that was just...
Her torch is going out. No, it's not. What else? She hasn't got much time.
What do you mean the torch is going out? That's not a thing. That's not a thing that can happen. That's not a mechanic. That's not a thing. Not a thing. Not a thing. Not a thing.
She has it. She did it. She's done it.
This place. It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young girl. Imprisoned in her room. The faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She wants to
It'd be funny if the voices in her head were a little more crass. Like, haha, dipshit, you're going the wrong way.
that there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them,
I think if you go down there, you'll come back up.
because the monsters in her.
Can I just go down the stairs? I don't think I can go down there, but I don't really want to jump. I don't like this weird looking place. Oh god.
She'll have to go out.
No.
The light's gone out. Run! Get away as quick as you can. The panic is here.
This is not okay.
Book it! Book it! Go!
I don't have a torch.
Yeah, I think that's by design.
Whose terrible design is this?
The voices in her head, probably.
Oh, there's a torch.
Yeah.
Torch.
There's... I think you have to go back for that.
Yeah, I saw that thing. Boop. Boop.
The light will guide you.
Who's more?
Oh, so reflection. It's pretty cool.
The beast searching for weakness. They found your mother and used her to trap you in the air.
Oh, bless you.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, and she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
Oh. All the fires are gonna go.
This is wrong. The beast is coming.
Oh.
Whoa!
Without his head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed. Now I can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father, I forgive you. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Did he throw her down here?
Why did you leave me?
Bringing darkness back.
This darkness. It's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Tilly. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Tilly.
Well, that sucks. Hey, where'd the darkness go? Can I just jump? Be faster.
The beast is down there. She knows the beast is there.
It's nice that there are like singular torches. Just like the last torch. The next person that comes through here is super screwed. Although I lit all the torches on the way over, so maybe they'll be less screwed than me.
The torch alive.
So, R. Oh. Nope, not the right button.
Nearly over.
can't see anything. Are you kidding me?
Great camera angle that was.
I know, that was some bullshit.
I like how they're all holding cookies, like...
Yeah, because they're afraid of the dark too. It's terrifying.
What? Where did that guy even come from? How did you just parry that?
Because I was scared, so I just blocked.
He like wasn't even there, and all of a sudden you're just like, I'm gonna block!
It's too much Dark Souls. Parrying is super easy because it's the same button as block. You just have to time it correctly.
Ooh, that looks like a hospital room somehow.
What? Here?
Like, oh, the other way around. You have to go here this way. Like
Ruby, you're so good at shapes.
It just looked weird, so I was like, it's gotta be a room.
I'm like extraordinarily bad at shapes.
This one is easy. This is a new one. And it's like right there.
Yeah. I wonder how many times I can die before it's coming. Oh no.
Tried to help her, but she wouldn't listen. He was doing his best.
I like that it got wet, but it still lit right back on fire.
Yeah.
He was trying to save her from
It's
the
real fast too.
was right. Zinlo was trying to save her from the darkness.
If it's oil based, which I doubt it is, that would have worked. But I don't know.
It still should have taken like a second to light.
Not necessarily, because the water could have put the fire out, but if it was like covered in like a thick like grease that is doing the actual burning, then the water would have just run right off of it.
Darkness has Dillian's.
And it would have reignited it pretty easily.
Sole desire is to possess this dragon.
I know that's how they used to make torches
And he
like that.
uses
They
Sigurd
take
to
rope
weaken
and
He
soak it in
tells
like
Sigurd
a
the
thick
story
oily
of
grease
fattened
type
gold,
thing.
and the good-hearted hero promises to
And
slay
slowly
the dragon
draw out of the
if
rope as
Ray
it burns.
would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin.
Sigurd!
Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Ray reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Ray go in search of Fafnir.
Fafnir.
I like how he just stops off real quick to avenge his father.
Yeah. He's like BRB. I don't wanna. Hey, look, there's
The lights run out. She'll die. She can't.
Okay, so I can see that I need to run through here.
She can't.
Hey, the laughing one is back.
The darkness is and she'll die.
So I need to get through and light that one. Should I just go for it? There's no light on the other side though, is there?
Okay.
Nublar.
The dragon Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to kill him face to face. But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit,
Hot.
and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death, as it led to the death of Olaf. Sigurd replies that death comes to all men, and every man want to be born until then.
Crikey.
And he takes the treasure.
I see how this is going to turn out. Oh. That hurts.
What did he say at the end? Like, Sigurd takes the treasure.
Fafnir said, "Don't take the treasure; it'll lead to your death." Well, death comes to everybody, and I'd want to be rich until then, so he took the gold.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty realistic."
I didn't know if that was actually going to work. That was pretty sketchy. Gonna be here. Stop telling me what to do. Why is it so wobbly? Also, why are there even these gates down here? Do people frequently drop important things down here and have to come down?
I think they're testing her.
Yeah, but like the only reason we're coming down here is because we dropped Dillian's head, right?
Yeah, but maybe down here had a different purpose before.
Separates us from what we fear.
Although Sigurd kills the dragon, Rain wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself. Rain also wants the strength and wisdom of the dragon, so he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him. Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart to see if it is done, he burns his finger. Without thinking, he licks his finger and tastes the dragon's blood. In that moment, he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
Okay, what's your plan to get back up, dude? Hello, friends. Please don't grab my torch. Please don't grab my torch. One of you assholes is probably going to grab my torch. Oh my god, keep it out of the water. Keep it out of the water, dude.
Waterfall.
I'm coming! Dillian! I see you! The beast has Dillian! No!
Oh! This is exciting.
Oh hey, it is him.
I am leaving with him!
behind me. Camera, what the fuck am I supposed to do about this camera? What the hell was that? Should not be doing that. Pretend like it's Bloodborne. I don't know what it's up though. Yeah, I can't really focus on my belt. What the? Oh. Do you hear where it's coming from? Oh my god. That didn't count as a dodge. I'm gonna actually die.
Can you stop? Can you stop dying?
I don't think so.
Have you tried?
Yeah.
The darkness is everywhere now.
God. He kept like one-shotting me, that was ridiculous. It doesn't look like my darkness thing is growing very much.
I think it only did it. Hot gem.
People think of evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel.
The hand behind the gods.
He tried to fix her with his rituals, kept her trapped in that hole. She couldn't say which was worse. The darkness. Or the monster that her father had become.
That looks bad.
She couldn't fight them both. And so she left, headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Dillian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, Lena.
She will save his soul. Even if this time she can't save her own.
That looks really bad.
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore. But believe this. It was my mission to hate the darkness with a passion so great and focus your mind on this quest. For imagine, I've been like those slack. All this time, I've wanted to protect you from the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago. But you have conquered your darkness in return. You deserve to see behind the veil of darkness.
And take me to the mountain to trust me as deep as we can go.
I won't stand in your way. You will not survive what is in there.
She's got this more. She wants to go forward. This. She needs to save Dillian's soul. She must listen to the shadow.
Kai, do you want to feel less stress or the same amount of stress?
I'm assuming this has something to do with the game over mechanic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not stressed. Thank you.
It's gated, and it doesn't actually end the game.
I can feel Hannah's gaze.
So, like, I'm pretty sure if you had not died to this boss at all, it wouldn't have advanced, but you could have kept dying over and over and over again, and the shoulder is the furthest it would have gone.
I'm not here to fight my past.
That's not much less stressful, but it's a little bit less stressful.
Well, I mean, it's not a roguelike. Like, you're never gonna get to a point where it's just gonna stop you from being able to progress.
Wait, what do you mean? So, like, if I die at every single possible opportunity, it's still not gonna end the game?
Yeah, it's like it seems like it's fake. Like, they're telling you that just to make you panic, but it never actually, like, ends your game.
Oh, that's rude.
My guess is that it might be like an ending thing, where if you die enough times at the end of the game, you get a different ending. But I didn't read far enough. All I know is that one guy at every single boss intentionally died several times, and it never, like, kicked him out of the game.
They call this Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself.
3-year-long winter.
People will forget.
It'd be 70 degrees in Arizona for 3 years. Jesus.
Great. It will be an age of axes and swords.
I don't think the Northerners would be happy with us.
Abandoned halls.
Yeah, that's man turning on himself.
they all try to come to Arizona. They're like, you can't have all the nice weather.
Yeah.
Fix the reach, fix the reach. Satan.
What's this one?
Yeah.
So I just do a little piece at a time?
Oh, is there more on the other side?
Yeah, can I just like skateboard down this thing?
That would be cool, but it's unlikely.
I miss the lore, the last lore. Something after 3 years of this.
You got too excited about having perfect weather in Arizona.
Yeah.
The first one, just kill him instantly, and then immediately turn to the second one and do the same thing. And you turn to the third guy, and he's just standing there with his shield, like, yeah, no.
I need to focus to kill these hooligans. Yeah, I really don't like those shield guys, but I appreciate that they're in this game. If I could just recklessly auto-attack and parry everything, it'd be less fun. Spencer, did you like me falling off of like the first balance thing that I had to do?
Oh yeah, it was like so perfectly timed. Like the whatever the voice was saying at the time, it's like, oh my god, she's gonna slip, and then you just
Yeah, it was so perfectly timed that I thought that it was part of the game.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh okay, she's just gonna like fall into the water and be okay. But then you just like came back, and I was like, oh my god, that was the most perfect thing ever.
Yeah.
Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new.
Did you hear what I said about that?
Oh no, I think it was too quiet at the time. I didn't have my speakers up quite loud enough.
Yeah,
like,
so
there was a little while that I didn't realize you guys were speaking until I think you laughed or something. I was like, oh my gosh, they're there. So I like turned the speakers up just enough to be able to hear you.
Fear anymore.
yeah, so I was like trying to move the mouse left and right to try to balance her. And it just happened to coincide with how she was swaying, so I thought that that was what was happening. But then she fell off and I was like, oh, maybe it's A and D.
Okay.
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world. And Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their armor on the move. The gods will assemble, the dwarves will leave their stones, the frost giants will come from the east, the Midgard serpent will turn up the waves, eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks.
That is really passionate about Ragnarok.
Will set sail.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
She can do it.
What is lost?
There's more? What is up with this like weird fluctuation?
This thing?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I know. I get it.
Oh, go on the bridge.
Yeah, I need to go on the bridge and then make a path.
There's an illusion.
Or
It's a door.
There's a way. She can see. She must allow herself. She can do it.
the door will let me go somewhere to fix it.
Allows herself.
Of course. Let's see if I can open this thing. Oh, that's not.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
Yeah, that's a problem because I killed Surt, so.
So, why did the gods keep Loki around if they know that this is gonna happen?
For fun. It's their prophecy.
I think it's actually kind of similar to how it's portrayed in the Marvel movies. Like, as long as he doesn't do anything that harms the gods, they don't really care.
Well, I mean, he led to the death of Baldur.
Although they didn't seem to have figured that out yet.
Well, there is a period in the mythology right afterwards where, as punishment, they like chain him to a rock and put like a giant horrible snake above him, and his wife has to like hold a bowl over Loki so that the snake's venom hits the bowl and not Loki, otherwise he'll die. But I don't know how he gets out of that or how long it takes, but then like he just shows up in other stories later. But I remember reading that and being like, wait, Loki's married? Who'd marry that asshole?
No, it's not. There's another way. Oh my god, I missed a shield. But it turned out okay.
Somehow. You can 3-shot these things now.
Yeah.
Wait, have you always been able to 3-shot?
Since I got the sword. And if it's on glowy mode.
Yeah, when he parries stuff, he does a lot more damage afterwards.
What am I supposed to be looking at here?
Let's check. Looks like they're...
Oh, bridge.
It was already so far in place that it looked like it was just
Yeah.
there already. Yikes. Did you already get this one?
The Northmen say God will do battle at Ragnarok. Odin will fight the monstrous wolf and be killed, but his son
Which
will
son?
avenge him.
Yeah.
His sword into the heart of the beast. Freyr will face sight, but he had given his sword away for love, and without it, he cannot defend himself against his foes. Thor will smite the Midgard serpent to no avail. The sun will grow black, The earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, steam will shoot up, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and the people everywhere. Senua.
Are you okay, sir?
No, I don't think he is.
For it is nigh.
I'd really like to go through the store and be outside.
That looks like the bridge that you fought the giant lady. Maybe not.
It might be. Oh yeah, what happened to Hella?
She's chilling. She's probably your final boss.
Probably sitting there all cold herself, like, I knocked her off the bridge.
I'm so good.
Rod.
Oh my god. Why is that counting? Okay, no more. Oh my gosh, fuck off with this shit. Oh my god.
You killed the other one.
That's pretty funny. Oh, that's awkward.
He's just like, I gotta finish my smolder first.
This guy does not care about my attacks. Okay. Did not see that coming.
That other one just dove through. That's awesome.
Wow.
Can't get all the behind these. Oh my god. Okay, this is an unreasonable amount of behind these. I think I'm getting more focus time too. Okay, so I can't figure out if I can... Why are there so many? Holy crap. Okay, that was awkward. I got hit a lot, but it didn't feel like I was taking damage.
It's too dangerous.
1v1 me, Hella. Okay, just kidding. I don't want to fight you. Can you just let me go? Remember last time when you knocked me off the bridge? Good times, you win.
What happens to us? What happens to us? We die too. We die too.
We'll all die someday. And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
We don't want to die. I don't want to die. Senua, stop. Stand back. Stop.
Okay, if you insist.
Stop. Senua, stop.
Okay, you want me to go that way? Okay. I just want to make the people happy.
Why would she stop to die? Stop.
That's trying to make up your minds.
I don't want to die.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
I don't want to die. Please stop. 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 You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not to them. They were afraid, like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Hold your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
Okay, well. That's exciting.
Wait, is this deep voice guy the darkness or not? Because sometimes he speaks as though he's the darkness, but then other times
evil in search of victory and honor.
refers to the darkness as something else.
Clear dividing lines. No.
Um,
This place is not quite like that. It's as if
I don't think he is the darkness.
true torment lies within.
He wanted us to think that he was the darkness so that we would hate the darkness.
Cannot escape. This is her hell.
It was light. Why is it dark? Oh, maybe it's a fire that made it light. Hi, Mom.
Do you see it, Senua? Do you see the darkness? Faces of fear and suffering. I can see it.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your
Simultaneously
mother.
well polished
Darkness will
and
come
not.
from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand, Senua?
Well polished enough.
I do understand. You cursed me my own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you.
Okay.
And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness.
You're really
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
I don't know how we're going to fight. Oh, are there going to be little combat trials around here? I would not like that. Okay. I don't like that either.
The years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It is one way to fight the curse within you. The darkness is inside you and will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw the last dying dust.
Dad, can you leave me alone until after this fight?
I won't let you kill me.
Or like, I can... Okay. The thing that I didn't want to happen happened.
It does appear that way.
Whoa. Did you one-shot her?
I'll triple that. Oh man. I'm getting real sloppy with these parries. That's not who I want to target. Can you please? Whoa, you can parry that? Holy
I
shit.
think he's stronger now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely doing that damage.
I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Oh.
Look at you. Run forward. Backwards to one your past. You're making a mistake searching for Gideon. The same mistake that killed him in the first place.
I'm just gonna yell at me again.
I'm trying to save you from yourself. You saw that it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of deer by the horsemen.
Did he call the Norseman over to kill Lily?
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell him, Senua, where is Gideon's soul if the darkness is a lie? Are you safe?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillian, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
Oh, that's new. Parry? Should I parry?
He has flaming feet.
Nope. That didn't work.
Ouch.
Oh, this is the same as the fire boss.
Oh my god. Okay, this is ridiculous. It looks like I just got my oh my god, are you kidding me?
Oh, this is fun.
Oh. Give me some super.
He just bit you.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
Girl, get your ass off the ground.
Oh my god. Dodging too early.
Dillian! Where is he? You're trying to trick me again with your lies.
Luckily, it made me invincible
I know he's here.
and changed my playstyle.
You
a
took
little
him
bit.
from me. You have him.
Dillian's gone. Dillian is dead. Let him go.
Why are these guys so wobbly?
Or what? What can you do to me that you haven't already? Fight me. Come on.
Oh.
Oh, that was really cool.
Betrayed your own father. You betrayed the gods in search of Dillian, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Go for battle. Let go of redemption. Let go of Dillian. Don't let your darkness hurt.
Oh my god. Why would you focus that guy? Like, of all the people here? It looks like I can penetrate shields now, which is really nice. Also, my like quick attacks interrupt. Which is also really nice.
The fact that it roars after it hits you, he's like, yeah!
Yeah, it's fun. No, mostly because I can't change targets. It doesn't seem to want to let me target her. She was like the only thing in my field of view there, but it's still the field of view. Too many times.
Ouch, he hit you so hard you went into the arena.
That was weird.
Your hair?
Yeah.
You're alive, and there's no difference. But you never took him from me, did you? And I can't seem to. Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a liar, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. know it's here. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. It's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release him. No power over me.
Ouch.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senna. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, you must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from that darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child semi. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea. Do not mourn the waves, the leaves, and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again. This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this. Follow us. We have another story to tell. My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness.
It's hard to tell how mixed up you feel, hoping what you need is behind every door. Each time you get hurt, I don't want you to change, 'cause everyone has hopes. You're human after all. The feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else, feeling as though you never belong. This feeling is not sadness, this feeling is not joy. I truly understand. Please don't cry now. Please don't go. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here.
No Calamari game.
No Calamari game.
Trying to change you, being like you are. Well, this is something else. Who would comprehend? But some that do lay claim divine purpose blesses them. Well, that's not what I believe, and it doesn't matter anyway. A part of your soul ties you to the next world, or maybe to the last, but I'm still not sure. But what I do know is to us the world is different. So we are
Oh, good.
I guess you would know that.
It's weird because it seems like there were two completely different narratives happening concurrently, and only one of them got an ending.
What was the other one?
Well, like, because her whole quest to get her boyfriend back seems separate from her whole deal with the curse and the darkness.
Yeah.
One doesn't need the other. Like, they're not tied together in any way, except I guess maybe how they met and she fell in love with him, but that's not really.
What is the outcome?
This world is just illusion, always trying to change
Like, it could have just been a really beautiful story about her coping with, like, major loss.
Well, I think it was a little bit of both, because I feel like the thing with the darkness was resolved at the bottom of the mountain. Or hole or whatever.
Yeah, but what is it for?
What do you mean?
What is the purpose of it?
I think that was her...
How does that relate to her?
Well, I mean, I think the darkness was supposed to represent her being abused by her father, wasn't it?
Sure.
And I think she thinks that Dillian was taken from her because of this darkness, because of this curse, like the made-up manifestation of it. But I think she came to realize, one, that he's gone, and two, that it was basically because of her father that he died. So I don't know. I mean, I think they kind of wrapped both of those up together. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The darkness thing seemed weird. It was very
because
rough.
at the very end, she still has all that black shit on her arm, and she still
wait.
was hearing voices in her head. What? I thought that was that supposed to be blood then?
The darkness went away, yeah. Like, the last time we see her, where it starts to really fade out, like, her arm is clean again.
Yeah, but it also, like, creeped onto her neck and stayed on her neck.
That's why, well, like, maybe that was supposed to be blood, but that's why I didn't think that, because it seemed like it was still on her.
Yeah, I don't understand the darkness.
I feel like they could have picked one story or the other, and it would have been simpler and cleaner.
I'm also very confused about what happened with Hella.
I think...
There was a couple of times that I was just confused about the timeline of events in general. So I thought, oh, is this all, like, just the story of how she became Hela, like God of War style? But no, that didn't seem to be the case.
Oh, it ended. Oh, it's down.
Now it stays on a black screen forever.
My favorite part. Okay, what's next?
This is kind of weird. I don't know. Ruby's gonna play Final Fantasy VII.
We need to finish Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild.
I need to eat.
Aww.
Do I actually just need to Alt F4? There's no menu, there's nothing.
Yeah, man, you gotta come to terms with your own darkness.
Really? Wait. Okay, yeah, I guess that's it. What is the Hellblade feature?
Stormy seas and lost souls.
Who is it?
Probably a
She's
video.
talked to this before.
It's coming. Is it?
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts, and fears, as seen by our inner eye. And what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? and we only see what our inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares? Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes.
Yes, she's scared.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
Once every guy subtitles.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senuna in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica, who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these
No, the Blood
hellish
Eagle's not
warriors
a
from
real
faraway
thing.
land. I imagine the horror
It's
of this
not?
moment and how it would have dragged her.
No, two brothers wanted to avenge their father and they concocted the idea of the Blood Eagle, but there's no evidence that it was actually used on anyone. It was just like two 15-year-old boys' idea of cool torture.
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. A Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was truth, meaning fool, or one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Truth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
tell you my stories of hell.
I guess that cuts cost on modeling more than one.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla, the people everywhere. For Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness such as psychosis is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact
How long
with
is this thing?
objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive. And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favour of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much.
Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. It's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him anymore.
We know voices vary according to
What
where they
on
appear in
earth
space.
are we
Voices
watching
can
right now?
appear far
Like
away.
a behind the scenes
doing?
Right there in your ear. They can seem to be.
Is there the like
Based on the
recording for,
information
like, for the
Professor
different
Fernyhough
space?
provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors
Because
to the
it said
studio.
it was like
We recorded the
binaural.
actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D
But why
spatial
were they all,
position of
like,
sound, replicating the way sound is heard
on
by
top of
human
each other
ears.
like that?
It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is
Crunching.
right there beside you.
Looked like they were just having an orgy in the middle of recording.
I think they were just recording grunting.
Rachel Waddingham.
That's interesting that that's how they did it though. Instead of using like...
We talked at length about their experiences.
Something to like change the tone or...
on how we could improve on it.
Volume.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling.
It's kind of funny. I appreciate all this work that they put into it, but I also kind of feel from what I saw of the story that it's almost too much dialogue. Or monologue, I guess, if she's just talking.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks.
Yeah, Colby was complaining about that too.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Severe mental disorders. A group of
but it's better than having to read a bunch of stuff.
No, I wasn't like, I mean, you can, there's power in silence too. Like, you just don't have to have someone screaming every minute.
The people we spoke to.
Oh, I was thinking about it in terms of like how the voice delivered.
Harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality.
There were like a lot of times that I just had to like
far exceeding what
stand somewhere and listen to somebody talk.
We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
As we all know, my heart is so love is so far away.
It does put a little better perspective on it though. Watching this. But I feel like what would have made it more satisfying is in that end moment, like especially when she's finally letting go of the head, is that we don't ever see what's happening for real. Like, so if the monsters are all her psychosis, like, is she just swinging a sword at nothing, or like has she been killing innocent people, or like other Vikings, or...
Dude, that's what I thought when, like, near the beginning of the game, the voices kept being like, you killed him, and I was like, wondering if she had had, like, an experience of fighting these demons and, like, had accidentally killed him, but...
Yeah, I don't know if she's, like, just running in a circle in the woods thinking that she's in a mountain, or if she's, like, genuinely harming other people on her way. And I feel like that moment at the end, at the top of the building, and she's still clearly crazy. But I feel like that's the moment that we should have seen what was actually happening in reality.
Yeah.
To refine our work, we continue to
really am
meetings
not
with
sure.
Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half.
I don't know what happened in
so
this game.
far, and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback.
It would have been
With
kind
their
of
help,
neat if they had done like
visions and changes in perception were
moments
woven
of
into the story
clarity
and gameplay of Senua.
that became more
The students
frequent
who are
towards
involved
the
in
end.
this project are
Yeah.
really excited
Where, like
about
you'd be
being
fighting and
involved.
stuff, and
They
like all of a sudden,
describe
like all of the
experience
blood
as
on
being
you
important
and the
because
darkness stuff would
it
just be gone,
values
like
their
for a
lived
brief flash, and
experience
like there wouldn't be
and
any
shows
enemies, you
that
wouldn't have a
despite what
sword,
you've been
you'd just be
through,
like
all of that experience
somewhere.
becomes valid.
Yeah, because I mean,
And
she
they
spends
could have
a...
even
It's something that we should
like
all be
before
talking
when she
about.
was in villages and stuff, they could have done it where like there were people around her and everyone's just like, what are you, like what's going on? And, like everyone's just kind of backing away from her.
At her, slamming on her doors,
And like she wouldn't even necessarily need to be like killing people. Like
would often see hanging
it could have
corpses
been
in
anything in her
so
head,
that
and she
would
could have just
sometimes
been
try
doing
to rescue
something weird.
The panic and fear that comes
like
with
out in
such
public.
visions is
Yeah, I mean, the moments of clarity, it wouldn't have stopped her journey. She would have just kept blaming her father or Hela for
Yeah, like somebody's trying to trick her, like their visions.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not
And
shy
especially
away
if they
from
made him like
showing
pretty infrequent at
as
the
well as
beginning,
perpetually
and just
planning
kind of.
making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our
I feel like that's
representations
really what it needed, is to set the perspective that way.
Yeah, because I feel like that's probably got to be something that people with stuff like this have to like figure out how to deal with, where if they get stuck in like the delusion for so long and they come out of it even just for like a second, like they're probably just as confused as like the reverse situation, where if you were perfectly fine and all of a sudden something like totally weird happened for 1 second, you'd be like, what is going on right now?
Right.
You begin to see patterns in the world world. They
It
begin
is
to link
interesting.
things that most people
Well,
wouldn't.
so watching this,
Most
the
people might think
Dillian's
of
death
coincidence
is
or
totally
not
unrelated.
worth
It's
commenting
just
on.
all
Nevertheless, that might have particular
Viking
salience
invasion
or
stuff, and
importance.
she spends the whole
One
game
individual
just
described how
attributing
everyday
his
words,
death to
sounds,
some
colours,
purpose
and
that
objects were steeped in
isn't
meaning
real.
to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors.
That was one of the ones that I saw.
They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and a superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exacerbated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
This darkness. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question, is what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away.
it was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those
What?
experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory.
Oh yeah, that's
come along
when I was getting an arm, I got
help
another
the building
shower head in case
experience.
that
That's
one didn't work.
positive. When it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
Nothing. What do you need?
You had a go.
I think all the way through, I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting.
It is kind of funny
I'm
getting
very
this
excited by this way of trying to
extra
represent
information.
mental illness, because
It
I
makes
think
like the
actually
random stories
might be
of
offering us
Norse
insight
mythology
that we
just
wouldn't get from
moot. I don't think anyone walked up to her while she was having a psychotic episode and was like, "Let me tell you about Fafnir." It's a really cool story about a dragon.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet. But why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals are able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us.
All these nerds.
All these Pixar things.
In order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open
Sweet
to
man
these
bun.
new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senna Story and share it with you.
This is a weird, creepy room.
Yeah.
Hello. Alice is sleeping.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty good watch still. Okay, I think that Spencer had a good idea and it's time to go eat food.
Yeah, same.
Cool. I'll guess
I
I'll
just finished eating. Fine.
What? You're done? Okay, I'm gonna go eat. I'll be right back though.
Yeah.